Cage Nation TV. Every lady's crazy about a sharp-dressed man, and right here, Richie Catalina, the Raging Bull. Multiple title holder. A man who's taken on Rel Hodge now, Rich. I think one of the greatest social media feuds has been coming from the Catalina camp. I think Rel Hodge knows exactly what's going on tonight. What do you got going on for the fight? What do you got planned?
First off, now coming out with a book called Trash Talk for Dummies. You guys can find it in Barnes & Nobles near you. It's coming from me. No, just the right. We came in with a game plan. We're going to execute it. Keep my range, keep my jab out there. He's got a big height differential in this fight, and he's got to get through my jab first. And after that, he's going to make a mistake, and I'm going to capitalize on it. It's over.
Okay. Now, Rich, of course, there is a featherweight title picture going on here in Pittsburgh. Obviously, you're at the head of that. Who's next after Hodge?
I'm going to take a break.
Sorry, guys, I don't mean to ruin you.
Well, okay, so could it be Ethan Goss after this all said?
Well, perfect timing. I'm looking to turn pro after this fight, take a break for a little bit. I've been in really hard training camps. I want to get a nutritionist, get a strength conditioning coach, and then turn professional. But Goss is definitely going to take over the amateur division, and when he turns pro, I'd love to bang with that kid again. I mean, it was the best 9 minutes of my life. It was so much fun. We got to become great friends after that.
Fantastic. Rich Catalina taking on Rel Hodge tonight here at Pinnacle FC. Good luck, champ.
Don't blink, baby.
Let's go. Welcome to the Cage Nation. Welcome to the Cage Nation. Welcome to the Cage Nation. No one can drop us, no one can stop us. We are the warriors, no one can top us, no one can rock us. We are the warriors, no one can drop us, no one can stop us. We are the warriors, no one can top us, no one can rock us. We are the warriors.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Cage Nation TV, welcome to our first excursion on Stay with Pinnacle FC. We're here, it's about 4-ish, 4:30-ish.
At the wonderful Green Tree Sports Complex here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
I think one of the first conversations we had here when we got to the Green Tree Sports Complex, we were talking to Joe DeMort, fantastic guy. We were talking about our favorite venues, and what you guys aren't seeing on camera is we got really tall ceilings. We have a lot of nice tables. I think every view is a great view in the house, Drew.
Absolutely.
Along the back, we got bleachers. We also got seating. So from a visual standpoint, I think it looks great.
Just a lot of VIP tables. There's seating. There's going to be a VIP area up at the top too, so people can look down. Of course, Albert Cameron, Drew Shannon, Mr. Rob Lynn, Mike Kessling, conspicuous by his absence.
We're sure, why not? So we got the fight card coming up. As far as I can tell from talking to folks close here to Pinnacle FC, only one fight card has dropped off. Titan Fitness PA's Mike Putnam will not be fighting tonight.
That is correct. Let me see. According to my notes here, Mike Putnam was scheduled to take on Philip Parrish, and that fight will not be happening this evening.
All right, Mike Putnam. That's got to be a real bummer for the guys out of Titan. I mean, I guess this fight kind of fell apart today.
But I guess Putnam will be here.
Putnam's still scheduled to be here.
So he'll be here at least. Maybe we can talk to him a little bit later.
Now, Rob, of course, you being the most athletic out of all of us, I mean, that kind of does take the wind out of your sails whenever you're training, and the fight falls through on game day.
Yeah, I think anything that you're going to do, that if you put the time into it, and you've trained, you've cut your weight, you've done what you have to do, you have your game plan, and then the day of competition you find out that you're not going to compete, that would definitely ruin your day, for sure.
Absolutely. He made the trip from Titan, correct?
Yeah, from State College, PA.
From State College. So
we did that, and side stops to side. I mean, I think we make it here in like 3 hours.
Right, you make that 3-hour trip for nothing. But at least he's going to be able to see some excellent fights, even if he's not competing.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, to him, it'll feel like nothing because, you wanted to fight, but at the same time, he does still get entry into the show. He is going to see a stacked fight card, lots of good fights on here.
Exactly. I think most of the notable fights you mentioned that are still going on today, Richie Catalina is still on against Rel Hodge. Richie Catalina is a fantastic kind of guy.
A lot of charisma,
and he has kind of made it very, very known that he's coming for Hodge in a big way, and I know that we're all looking forward to that. Go ahead.
Also, Mark Cherico on the card tonight.
Yeah, Mark Cherico taking on Brady Overmail. I was pronouncing it wrong the whole time, and Brady, I'm very, very sorry, but I was corrected. Brady Hovermill in the main event.
I'm sure he'll forgive you.
Oh, absolutely. Now,
I'm sure he doesn't care.
I'm sure he does. I mean, it's like my last name. You know, if I ever decide on which one to go with.
Yeah, figure that one out.
I guess last night at the weigh-ins, Jericho, Hovermill are squaring off. A lot of people who were close to that situation said that it was a real tense situation. Both guys are ready to throw. I think we broke it down very, very simply as we could. Mark Jericho's coming in as the submission expert, spending some time in Coconut Creek, Florida with American Top Team. Spent a lot of time out there. Brady Hovermill really bringing all the experience into this fight. I think it's got the makings of a great main event.
It does. It sounds like it's going to be a barn burner. Of course, all the matches on this card tonight, from top to bottom, are going to be excellent. And of course, again, this is our first time here at Pinnacle FC, so we're really looking forward to this night of action.
Absolutely. Rob, you got any predictions for tonight?
I think the Canalina fight's going to be great.
I really do. I'm looking forward to final bell, the main event ringing, to figure out what's going to be the fight of the night. Because I mean, when Pinnacle FC put together the fight card, Dave Click did a great job putting together a fight card. He put together a lot of heavy-handed kind of guys.
You know what I'm looking forward to? Apparently, Cody No Love Garbrandt has a big announcement tonight.
Right. So I mean, we've been saying it on Cage Nation TV for months. We've been saying it on Cage Nation TV for months. The Pittsburgh scene is growing.
What the hell was that?
That's Fred, right?
Possibly.
Anyway.
We've been saying it on Cage Nation TV for months. The Pittsburgh scene is growing at such an exponential kind of rate. I mean, Garbrandt's announcement could be anything. I mean, it could be.
Well, let's not speculate, just in case we might be wrong.
Well, okay. What I'm saying is, Cody Garbrandt trains at Team Alpha Male, and Team Alpha Male had a pretty big staffing change recently when Dwayne Bang Ludwig decided he was going to go undertake some other endeavors. I mean, it could be anything between his training at Team Alpha Male to a potentially signing by a bigger organization. We just don't know. But I know we're all kind of gripping on to see what's going on with that.
All right, there's a lot of things going on behind the scenes here, obviously, as you can see. So everybody is working to put this show together, and we are going to work our hardest to get you some interviews from some of the participants in tonight's event, and maybe a couple of other notable local MMA fighters in the area. So,
well, I think it's most easily said the Pittsburgh scene is blowing up in a big way. We're glad to be a part of it. We got the complete Pinnacle FC coverage right here on Cage Nation TV.
Stick around. We'll be back with more.
All right, Cage Nation TV, we're here at Pinnacle FC for the Pittsburgh Challenge Series 6. Beside me, the main event, Mr. Mark Jericho. Mark, how you doing?
Feeling great, man. Can't wait to get in there and do some work.
Now, probably one of my favorite interviews, let's call it post-interview conversation with Mark Jericho. Mark, you're fighting Brady Hovermill. I had an opportunity to break down your fight card. You're coming in as a submission expert. Of course, done some great time with American Top Team. Tell us how your time with ATT was coming into this one.
Oh man, it was awesome. You know, I got to train with Dustin Poirier and Mike Brown, Charles Rosa, and a who's who of great MMA fighters from the UFC, Bellator. So I mean, they've definitely helped me prepare to get ready for this fight.
All right, Mark. So based on the numbers alone, you're of course coming in undefeated, and that's amateur and pro. They've all been by submission. Brady Hovermill's coming into the fight with experience on his side. How are we prepared to come in for that?
Yeah, I mean, he's got more professional experience, but if you look at it, I mean, fight-wise, he only has like 3 more fights than me. Years-wise, I've been training, I think, a lot longer than he has. I've been fighting longer than he has. I just don't take fights as often as he tended to. So I think I got more experience. I think I'm in the higher level camps, and I think it's going to show tonight.
Fantastic. Okay, Mark, I don't want to put you on the spot, but I'm going to do it because we're buddies like that. Give me a prediction. How do you see tonight going down?
With my hand raised.
That's a great answer. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, Mark Jericho in the main event against Brady Hovermill, Pittsburgh Challenge Series 6. Mark, thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Pinnacle FC, live in Pittsburgh, Green Tree Sports Complex with me. Do we really need to introduce this guy? Cody No Love Garbrandt. Cody, how are you, man?
Good, how you guys doing?
Doing good. Now, last we saw you 2 weeks ago, you were victorious in your bout against Dominic the Honey Badger Mazzata. Your feelings on that fight?
Good fight, good. My game plan, I listened to my uncle's game plan, win the first round, pick him apart with shots, take him down, let him up. opening, then we go to work the second round, and saw a lot of openings in the first round I could have capitalized on. He came out and did the same thing in the second round, and capitalized on early in the second round and got the knockout victory.
All right. Now you had some inspiration, from what I understand.
I have a little 7-year-old Max Maple back home in Denison, Ohio. He's fighting leukemia, and it gives me more motivation than the kid even knows. You know, he texts me, calls me a lot. He definitely gives me a lot of my drive behind my training and wanting to succeed.
All right. Now the bottom line is tonight, you're not here to fight, but you have a major announcement. Can you give us a hint as to what you're gonna?
Correct. Actually, yeah, I'll be fighting here May 24th against James Porter. He's actually here. He's cornering the opponent Brady Hovermail, who Mark Chericko's fighting. So I'm cornering Mark, and he's cornering Brady. So I'm going to get a win against him tonight. I'm going to get a win against him the 24th of May.
So that's the major announcement.
That's the major announcement.
All right.
For the Pinnacle bantamweight title.
You heard it here on Cage Nation TV. That's the announcement. All right. Well, Cody, best of luck to you, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Pittsburgh's Challenge Series 6. We've got the main event. We got Mark Chericko. He's going against Brady Hovermail. I'm talking to Brady right now. Brady, how you doing?
I'm good, man.
Fantastic. Now, Brady, you're coming from, where are you coming from?
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Fort Wayne, Indiana. Now, well, I think it's safe to say you're kind of coming into Mark Chericko's, this is his wheelhouse. This is where he trains out of. Did that make you nervous at all?
No, man, I don't envy that position. That's not an easy position for him either.
Okay.
There's a lot of people coming just for you, to watch you specifically. That's a lot of pressure on you. I'm kind of glad, I'm not exactly envious of that. I'm glad I can just kind of be hated and chill.
The hard part's over.
Everyone's been polite so far. I don't look for it to be an issue.
No, Brady, what you've got over Chericko is you've got a little more experience than he does, a lot more pro fights. What kind of experience are you bringing into the cage with you against Chericko?
Just knowing when to push it, when to step off a little bit, when to know when someone is actually hurt, when to go for the finish, or when to just, you know, secure the position.
Now, Brady, if you are to defeat Pittsburgh's favorite son tonight when it comes to MMA, the whole place might erupt. Are you prepared for that?
I am.
You are? How do you see the fight going down?
I think I'm going to stop it in the first couple rounds. I think round 1 or 2, I think I should be able to get the stop.
Fantastic. Now, Brady, after you defeat Chericko, where do you see this fight going? Where's your next career step?
Man, I'm just letting things play out. I'm not trying to rush anything. I'm just going to keep hitting more camps, taking more fights.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, the main event of Pittsburgh Challenge Series 6 tonight, Brady Hovermail taking on Mark Chericko. Probably the biggest main event I've been anticipating in a long, long time. Brady, good luck.
Hey, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Well, that's a wrap on another excellent MMA bout in the Pittsburgh area. This time, Pinnacle FC.
The Pittsburgh Fighting Challenge Series 6. I think the month of March is incredibly important for MMA in the scene. Of course, we all know what happened back in December.
Right.
And then, I mean, the two halves of the Pittsburgh coin were Gladiators the Cage on the 14th, the 15th, I'm sorry, and then Pinnacle FC tonight. So that coin is on a complete 360 rotation. The month of March has been an incredible month for MMA.
It has.
I think Pinnacle FC really delivered tonight, just like Gladiators of the Cage did. So our first fight, we had Mike Baker versus Roger Williams.
Both of them making their debut here at Pinnacle FC 6.
I think they had a very, very good back and forth. There was a lot of good trades.
Yeah, Baker controlled the fight early.
He really did. I mean, the unanimous decision ended up going to Mike Baker, and I understand why. Like, I don't think it was any secret that Baker got the advantage. The fight started out as kind of like a feeler fight.
Right.
And then Baker did exactly what he needed to do to finish the fight. Not finish the fight, but score the points he needed.
Exactly. Rob?
I agree. But he did finish the fight, even though there wasn't, you know, a submission or a knockout.
Right.
It was scheduled for 3 rounds, right?
So,
And
okay,
they won
that's-
all 3 rounds.
That's a
right?
good question. Would you consider taking the fight to the finish and doing what you needed to do to score the points you needed to win?
Everyone except for GSP. If GSP does it, he's not finishing fights. Anyone else that does it, they finish their fight.
All right, so Mark Baker wins by decision, unanimous decision, 29-28, all 3 judges scored.
John Coffin versus Alec Coleman was our second, I believe, last actual amateur fight. The rest of them were advanced amateurs. To be honest with you, John Coffin impressed me even more than what he did before.
Most definitely. It was a back and forth fight. The beginning, Holman had some solid shots to start off with. Kaufman was trying for a submission in round 1. and attempting takedowns and stuff like that. In the end, though, it was a split decision, 29-28. Alex Holman.
Alec Holman.
Alec.
Alec Holman.
I thought it was Alex.
It was Alec. So now here's where the judge and I. Here's where the judges and I disagreed. I had Kaufman winning the last two. I had Holman winning the first. I had Kaufman winning the last two. Of course, they don't agree with me. I don't get paid to be a judge.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
gonna say, that's a good thing you're not a judge, because I had it going the way it went.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought Kaufman did a good job trading strikes. He ate a couple punches, but he took the punches very, very well. And then, he showed a lot of adeptness at switching stances, escaping, reversals. I thought Kaufman had a lot more expertise. That's what I had. But again, the judges know more than I do.
Two of the judges disagreed. They said 29-28 with a third judge, seeing more your way, I guess.
Fallout from that fight, Holman was offered the fight against Jonas Rubiano. Rubiano was actually supposed to fight tonight against Paul P. McAleer. McAleer is still, I don't know if it's still from that calf slicer in June in Greensburg. I'm not sure. But McAleer just wasn't up to fighting tonight. And so Jonas Rubiano will be getting Alec Holman at the next Pinnacle FC event.
On a side note,
about Spider-Man.
I was going to say, on a side note, we learned something about Holman. Dresses up as Spider-Man and visits children's hospitals, putting smiles on kids' faces. We applaud him for that.
Absolutely.
Anyone does anything good for kids is okay in my book.
Oh, absolutely. Just that one simple act, putting on a Spider-Man costume lightens how many lives, and really makes it really miserable hospital stay just even that much better. And that little bit just makes a huge difference.
All right, moving on. This is where our amateur bouts went to advanced amateur rules. Devontae Smith versus Zach Grossman. This was a pretty damn good bout.
Yeah, I think for kicking off advanced amateurs, they did a really good job of just coming out and being furious. Devontae Smith and Zach Grossman. The fight kind of ended in controversy.
Let's just say that I think this was the first bout of the night where the low blows started coming in accidental. There was like a whole bunch of accidental low blows. I don't think I've seen that many.
We need to stress accidental low blows. It's not like they all got together during the rules meeting and said, hey guys, let's put on a groin kicking fight.
Yeah.
Look, they really were accidental. And it comes from, there's a target on the inside of the thigh. It's dangerously close to the groin. With that target on the inside of the thigh, you keep striking that, Rob. You can.
What do you say we demonstrate on Albert?
Please don't.
Why don't you go right
Please
ahead?
don't. Let's not do that.
We still have a cage up, I guess.
No.
We can do it right on the turf, and we can see the safety of the situation.
No, but there's a target on the inside of the thigh.
It's tender. The inside of the thigh can become tender, and you kick it repeatedly, and you can, they're going to limp, they're going to take
Those muscles kind of get tense and not up.
Yeah, but
it's hard to keep your vertical base the way you want it to go.
Yeah, and let's face it, though, your beanbag's close to that region, and if you move this much, you might walk into
guys, I want you to notice there's Mark Cherico.
I was just coming to photo bomb.
Here he is, Cherico. He's going to do a photo bomb, but he announced it, so that's not a very good photo bomb.
I never said I was good at it.
That's terrible. We're actually going to get to how Mark's fight went. I'm going to spoil it for you. Mark won. He beat Brady Havermail in a decision that I absolutely agree with. Mark, I think you broke ground tonight. This is the first fight you had that wasn't ended by submission, so we've gone to the third round. We know what it's like. We like it. We know you can go there. You got to gas it.
Yeah, we train hard. I don't mess around. I kind of adopted a thing from ATT about how they train, and I kind of just said, we're going to make it hard.
Shit, this ain't my dressing room.
We got photo bombed again. We can get this guy over here.
This is my brother. My brother from another mother right here.
My brother.
You're worthy.
Every day,
I
still
just
against
want to talk
still.
about this. You don't mess with the brother from another mother because he flatlined someone pretty quick.
What, 56 seconds? Not even that. 26.
26. Oh, look, listen,
Midway second round, I was going to tag him in because I knew he was fresh. I was like,
How are you?
fuck, I need some help here.
I would make you correct him. I would say, no, it's
I
26
didn't
seconds,
even,
not
in my
56.
head, it was like 13 seconds. Everything was like really slow motion, especially his punches for some reason. I don't know why. It was weird. It was weird.
The fights felt slow. I think it's like training with Bob and breathing.
Everything is just. When I got in there, I was just like, okay. I'm like, he's gonna blitz me. I saw his video. He's gonna blitz me, and he did something. I was like, I wasn't that fast. And I jabbed, and he made this face. And I'm like, maybe I'm that fast when he's that slow. I'm gonna see if that works again. And then the second time I dropped the right hand, he stumped me. I'm like, maybe I'm just that fast. So,
Well, congratulations, Kama. That was a fantastic
Once
fight.
you get back to your interview, baby.
Excellent job, Kama.
Thank you. No. 13-11. 13-11 in the South Side.
People aren't going to see this for another couple days.
All right. Well, I'm doing it because they're paying me, and I like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's how sponsorships work. So
How does he get the budget for getting paid and I don't get paid?
This is we don't go to the fighters come to us at Cage Nation.
Oh no, I'll go to where these two are going.
That's true. Y'all need to make sure y'all say y'all say something about what did they say?
If you build it, they will come.
They say something. I can't think of the right. I can't even say the punches.
What?
You didn't eat any punches. I don't know. Still, sometimes you don't eat punches. That's the bad thing when you're used to eating punches. I'm used to getting. He's always hit me in the fucking head. So, all right, delete that shit. like a little kid, delete all that shit.
So we got a B-roll here
right,
of him saying Jericho hits him in the quote,
thank you.
fucking head.
So Mark, you and Brady Havermill, of course, had a complete ground war. There was a point where I saw a 54 body lock on you, but it didn't look like you sweated whatsoever. You look calm and prepared.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in that position. You know, you train in bad situations, and you live at it in the gym. Like, it's nothing in the fight. So I just stayed calm. Like I said, my legs was pretty big, and I could carry weight, so I just stood off with him. And I remember color guys, they actually don't. And I personally, me, if someone stands up when I'm on their back, I don't really like. I feel like I've got to hold my weight a certain way, and my legs. I can stand up and hold them all day. So.
I mean, that was Eric Payne. I mean, I know that.
I was actually going to walk him over to my corner, and then he
That's what you started to do. You started walking in the corner. I know that if I were in a 54 body lock, one, the guy's legs would be huge because I'm round. But I don't know if my cardio could have handled that. Like that was thoroughly impressive. I mean, he was compressing the diaphragm. Right. I mean, taking away the ability to take in big lungfuls. But you completely owned it. Now Brady Havermill was no slouch. I mean, he really brought the fight to you, but I think you took the fight right back to him.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I ever clicked in my zone there. I felt really good on the feet. He didn't hit me with a punch on the feet. I just kind of rushed to the takedowns. Like in the second round, I know I hit him with a huge overhand right, but I was already going in for the shot. And like everybody's like, oh, you rocked him with it. But I was already in.
So Mark, yeah,
did you feel? I have to ask.
No,
did you feel going into the third that the third round was the deciding round of the fight?
Yeah, that's why I can't. Like, I don't know. Everybody, when I went down at top team, Mike Brown, he told me like your pressure on top, you're just constantly rolling the guy out. And we have Justin Wilcox from Bellator at our gym, and he's always preached that like you're the dough roller, you're the dough, just keep rolling him out, just stay on him. So that's what I did in the third round. I just pressure. He did try to hit a nice switch towards the end of the fight.
Yeah,
I did see that.
Yeah,
I knew he was tired right there because when I went to snap him down, he just flopped to his back. And I'm like, oh,
that's what it is.
I heard his corner tell him.
If he won the third round, he would have won the fight. I don't know if I agree with it. Really?
I had
the one judge gave it
third.
30-27, and I was kind
did
of
see that.
surprised. I've never lost a round before, so
And when I
lost that
seen-
first round, that was my streak.
When I seen they announced at 30-27, it was like you knew like right then, like oh that. Yeah.
Yeah, but Mark, that was an absolutely incredible fight. Now, what's the next fight for you?
I don't know yet. I mean, Pinnacle's got a show in May.
I'll work in the parking lot.
They got another show in July, so I don't know. I didn't like taking this long of a layoff as I did. It was hard to kind of like stay focused. I just start worrying about stuff like what happened in the honor. I'm like, getting into a fight and it's dangerous. I feel like I do better when I just fight right away. So I might get back in there in May at the latest July.
Is there anyone you have in mind that you'd like to fight? No, thank you, Mark. He just fought a fight not being lazy.
Nice
I don't
hands,
know yet. I
Thank
mean, I was supposed to fight Tommy Hayden from Ultimate Fighter. I think it was US versus UK. But Sir wouldn't approve it for some reason. But he's fighting down in Brazil next week, so if he gets a win, maybe they can approve that fight.
Fantastic. Well, I think I speak for all of us when I say I'm looking forward to seeing that fight. It's certainly coming to the next Pinnacle day.
I went to Sprint to get a new phone, so I dropped mine on the
We're talking tech talk here. This is pretty good.
No way.
What did iPhone 5S? Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Sprint, they're not my sponsor, but if they want to sponsor me and they see this, hit me up.
And I will say that if Sprint wants to sponsor me as well, I'm all over it. I live in the city of Altoona, and I have terrible service with Verizon.
All right. Mark, congratulations, buddy.
Thanks for letting me just walk in, guys.
No, anytime.
Anytime you wanna walk in.
All right, have a good night.
You too.
We're at the Hop House tonight. If you guys want to come out, I'm going to get wasted.
Okay.
We're probably gonna come out. Well, now,
Zach Grossman versus Devontae Smith. That's the great thing about
might be a recap show turned into an infomercial
I
for
love.
Sprint.
Well,
All
If
right.
they want to sponsor me, I'm open to it.
The controversy came in as Albert alluded to about 20 minutes ago, when about
I'm telling Jericho you said that. And his brother from another mother.
140 in the third round. Chip Snyder stops the fight.
We were
right there. What happened was Grossman suddenly covered up.
He covered up, and he was
just
verbally was in pain.
Just my eye.
Now,
He said he poked me in the fucking eye. That's the
according to the Pennsylvania rules set out by the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission, a verbal cry out of pain like that institutes a verbal tap out.
And Chip had mentioned that back in the locker room area.
Yeah,
So that is news to me, because I mean, someone belts you in the gut, you're not allowed to go like, oh, then keep fighting.
but I think it was the combination of the cover up and the.
I'm just saying news to me.
I feel like I've heard that before.
I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying that first I've heard of it.
But I mean, honestly, if there was an eye injury being suffered by Grossman, Chip did the right thing.
Yeah, it needs stopped.
Chip did the right thing by stopping.
I do know this much, and there was some controversy when GSP fought. Who did GSP fight? I can't remember, but he took eye damage, and he said he couldn't see. I think it was a Jake Shields fight.
Okay.
And he tells his corner he can't see out of the one eye. Now, if the athletic commission referee hears that, he has to assume that eye, you'll never see out of it again.
Right.
He has to stop and protect the fighter.
Right.
I have heard that, but I
agree with
crowd
that.
of pain.
I agree. I mean, it's the same principle that if you get cut in the eyebrow, blood starts flooding the eye socket, you cannot see, you cannot defend yourself. I agree with that completely.
Okay, well, Grossman was very upset by the decision. He was arguing with the ringside doctor, pleading with him that he could continue. Please don't stop the fight, but to no avail.
As much as we'd like to be able to appeal that, I mean, once a referee, a doctor stops the decision, there's no restarting.
You see, I actually thought that they got the doctor to look at it, but I thought Chip had called the fight. It wasn't
I thought he had.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. Okay. So moving on, we got Jake Schilling versus Russ
Dietrich.
Unbelievable
bout. Another one. Going to the judges now. During the bout, Schilling started off with a takedown, starts hammering Dietrich with fists. Schilling is in complete control of this entire fight.
I'd like to preface with. I thought Russ Dietrich looked good. I thought his gas tank was good.
Right.
I think his trainers at the mat actually were good. The unfortunate is when there's a fight,
that's an impact gun in case you're wondering.
Okay. Unfortunately, when it comes to a fight, two guys get into a cage. Someone has to win. Someone has to lose, except for in the case of a draw. But I mean,
that was poetic.
Thank you. But I mean, in the case of the odds are someone's going to win, someone's going to lose, and I don't think Jake Schilling was in any danger of losing. He had all the tools he needed. He put them to work to get that fight ended the way he wanted to. Rob, you did that?
I just wanted to pick on you.
Oh, no, that's fine.
So Schilling just dominating that.
Yeah, I mean, and it was because Dietrich's a bad guy. He's not a poor fighter. It's just Schilling has numbered him.
Right.
So the follow-up from that fight is, we know that the winner of Canalina versus Hodge, both of those guys were going pro regardless. So that's going to leave a vacant spot in the Pinnacle FC Amateur Championship division.
Oh, really? I didn't.
Yes.
Wow.
And so Jake Schilling was named as a title contender. He's going to be fighting in July for the title. He's going to be taking on Ethan the Wolverine Goss.
Kid Adamantium.
Oh, it's going to be a fantastic fight.
It's going to be great.
And we talked a little bit to Goss before. He was very respectful. He's already working on a game plan. And Ethan Goss is just blowing up around the state. I think it's going to be a fantastic opportunity for him. And I think Schilling's style and Goss's style are going to match very, very well.
I think the chops are going to bring it to the fight. Chops. You're rocking the chops. You got my vote.
All right, so I'm putting this next fight out. I'm putting this out as fight of the night.
The first of our championship bouts tonight in the advanced amateur division. Darnell Pettis taking on the bantamweight champ,
Dangerous Dave Crockett,
or who they call the 135 champ. Yes, Dave Crockett. Lots of back and forth in the first round.
Oh,
Crockett wound up taking it to the mat with about 10 seconds left.
He jumped guard with his. He got something of the guillotine and he jumped guard. That's how he ended the round. And I think that's a really, really strong way to end a round. That's a great way to score points at the last minute. Round two, I think we had more excellent striking.
Another accidental low blow.
And again, it's that target right near your boys.
I'm telling you, look. Pettis just came on strong with a series of punches, but faced just a barrage of punches. And let's face it, the champ was in trouble.
And I think that, I have not seen Dave Crockett's entire career. I think we've covered about half of it.
Right.
Through our different endeavors in mixed martial arts. Rob, I think you might have taken pictures for most of his career. But I think, doing commentary and covering it, we've covered maybe half. In that half of their career we've covered, I've never seen Dave Crockett engaged in such a great striking war, but I've never seen him in danger like that. I haven't. I think the fights he fought, I mean, he's been good, but I've never seen him in danger like he was that Darnell Pettis put him through.
Sometimes you get hit in the head and it clouds your way of thinking. I mean, there's really no other way to put it. And the guy was hitting him hard, and he was taking some serious shots. Now, I've always thought Crockett had, crisp and fast striking.
Oh,
his
he
speed
does.
is incredible.
It's just that, not
Someone had his number tonight.
Well, I mean, fortunately for
forward
all
to the
of us, fortunately for all of us in attendance tonight, Darnell Pettis had equally good, if not, quite possibly better hands, and we got to crown a new bantamweight champion for Pinnacle FC tonight.
55 seconds in round 3, winner by KO, and the new champ, Darnell Pettis.
Yeah, that was a pretty severe knockout. I mean, Crockett went down pretty hard.
Yeah,
and
it took him a while to get up.
I took, being a photojournalist, I try and photograph emotion.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's kind of difficult. People fighting, whatever.
Sure.
And it's it's easy to photograph the winner with your hands up.
Sure.
But I want to go to the loser of the fight. I want to see what they're thinking. And you can see he was visibly dejected. He was not happy at all, and he looked rattled still.
All right. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
We're going to move on to our next championship bout for the AMI lightweight title, 155 pounds. Eric Bledsoe, the champ, taking on, is it Fadi Schumann? Fadi Schumann.
Go ahead.
Round 1, the champ takes Schumann on the mat. Bledsoe tried a choke attempt, and Bledsoe just broke out with a series of punches. Bledsoe seemed to be in control of that first round.
I'm going to expand on that, and I think Bledsoe was in control of the duration of the fight.
Right.
There was one where Bledsoe opened Schumann up pretty good.
It was around the ear or the side of the. I saw the ear was definitely was bleeding.
The cut I saw was above the eyebrow. And Rob, this is I think where I appreciate your photo eye better than anybody because you catch things in the cage.
I hope I caught it. Now they're putting me on the spot.
Naturally you just catch things in the cage that the rest of us don't catch. And it's because you're so used to having your eye in the cage like that. He could have had cauliflower ear busted open.
He did. It looked like cauliflower ear.
But it could have been the eyebrow injury draining into his ear.
That could have been too.
We have 2 doctors here.
Not even close.
Clear.
But I think Bledsoe controlled the fight. I don't think he was ever in danger of losing. I thought Schumann put up a much better fight than a lot of people gave him credit for. And I think Schumann's going to be back to fight another day. And I'm looking forward to seeing Bledsoe defend his title for the next time.
Works for me.
Fantastic.
All right, moving on. Our next and final championship bout in the amateur division, the amateur featherweight title, 145. Rel Hodge taking on the champ, Rich Canalina, and I initially put down that the crowd was solidly behind Canalina.
Oh, yeah.
Yet that wasn't really the case.
We heard a good deal of boos. I was sort of surprised about that.
I was astonished too.
Well, it's because we're so close to Ohio, where Hodge is normally fighting.
That makes sense.
It makes sense that it's just like whenever we have guys who are fighting in Pittsburgh coming from Altoona.
Yeah.
Right.
They'll load them all up in a bus and they'll bring them down.
I said this before. I love the way Canalina hypes himself. You know what I mean? He markets himself really well.
He does, and he had this fight buzz on Facebook all week long. Is it possible that we may need to get Richie Canalina into a cyberbullying seminar? Possibly, but he did it very, very well. I think Rich actually said there was a point where him and Hodge were squaring off, and Rich was just still trying to get those jabs at him. And when you saw him in the cage, Rich is a real tall guy.
Yeah.
Hodge is about average height. Canalina actually said, stand up when you're talking to me during the weigh-ins. So
that was hilarious.
It was.
Sorry.
But
that story.
Rich, don't pick on short people. I'm average and below average height, and now you're making me sad.
Well, Rel Hodge is the champion of short people tonight because he got the.
Rel Hodge is the champion. Period.
Yeah, he got the unanimous decision victory to the champion. It was very obvious to me. I know that Rich has been training a lot with a bunch of wrestlers, but it was very, very obvious to me that Hodge had the superior wrestling skills. Textbook wrestling.
Hodge had the fight tonight, and I was surprised. I was really surprised that it went that way. No discredit to Hodge.
No.
I didn't hear of him before this evening that I know of. I've seen a lot of fights, and these names sometimes blur together.
Yeah.
I knew a Rich, and I've seen him fight. He was real explosive and real dynamic. And then tonight,
I have to, and I don't know for sure, but I have to imagine if you're Rich Canalina's camp, the game plan has to be put your reach advantage to work. I don't know, but I have to imagine that would be the plan.
If I'm a foot taller than someone, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, Hodge just didn't give him the opportunity to do that. I mean, because Rich is a good striker. I've seen Rich, put on striking clinics before. And Rel Hodge is really superior wrestling, stuck to fundamentals, and I really think he deserved that unanimous decision.
Had an excellent ground game. Just took it to the mat quite a bit throughout the whole thing. And yes, unanimous decision. Your new champ, Rel Hodge. Pro bouts began after that.
This is where Jim Audrey and I disagree. Jim Audrey with Steel Nation magazine. I said that Pettis versus Crockett was fight of the night. He says Healy versus Dunn.
Chris Dunn versus Francis Healy in our first of the pro bouts. Kicked it off with an accidental low blow. I don't know. It just seemed to be the theme of the night. Dunn suffering that. There were back and forth kicks, and I think we ended the round with Dunn rocking Healy with a punch to the jaw.
When I scored, if I were to score that fight, I would have given the first round to Dunn, last two to Healy.
Right.
And I think the judges saw it the same way I did. Because they all scored the fight 29-28.
Unanimous decision for Francis Healy.
Yeah. It is what it is. Dunn did a good job of getting shots off in the first round, but ultimately Francis Healy had some excellent wrestling. He put it to work. He controlled the ground where he could, and we had the basic fundamental fight that had everything you'd hope for in mixed martial arts.
In case you're wondering what I'm looking at, he's playing Candy Crush over here. And I just
these are my notes, not Candy Crush.
You want me to send you some lives?
So our co-main event, Jacob Butler versus one of the co-main events, Jacob Butler versus Kama Worthy. I think we pretty much already told you.
26 seconds.
26 seconds. Kama Worthy wins. Not really much to write home about except for, damn, that guy is powerful.
I like Rob's phrasing. He flatlined him. Because that's exactly what happened. Jacob Butler, not a slouch, but that overhand right came over and.
See what we had two really good knockouts tonight. Crockett on the receiving end of one, and Crockett got flatlined. But what happened to Crockett was he got repeatedly hit. It was like attrition, and then that one just
stopped him.
And with this fight here, 26 seconds in, you've seen separated from consciousness.
That's another good phrasing of yours. I think I like. So congratulations to Kama Worthy. So then we got Joey Holt versus Rob Hanna.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was going on behind us, but there was
there was a lot of fan support for Rob Hanna.
Yeah, two people in particular. Wow.
Joey Holt had Rob Hanna rocked 2 or 3 times in the first round.
I could not believe. Okay, in the first round, he got off a solid punch. He got rocked. A couple of knees to the head. He was reeling, but Hanna stood up and kept fighting.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how he made it out of round 1. But it was like he was never phased.
I heard him telling people after the fight, he doesn't know what just happened.
Really?
I heard him say that.
That's not surprising. He ate some big shots. Though, those hands, he got clipped once, he dropped to his knees, but, he did a good job of holding on to Holt, so, it looked like a...
And that sort of explains, some things, too, because towards the end of the rounds, he was working for a takedown, working against the cage, and I'm thinking, you don't have much time left. You're not going to pull out, significant damage or submission in like 4 seconds. Why are you doing that? And it would make sense if he just got clobbered in the first round. He gets cobwebs.
He had to have been so foggy that cage position might have been a touch on him. Let alone like the time left in a round.
Yes, that's pretty remarkable that he kept going.
But Rob Hanna did a great job coming back in the second and third, implementing a game plan Joey Holt didn't have an answer for it at the time.
No, he didn't. Hanna just mounted a comeback. For the last 2 rounds. It was unbelievable, and of course the judges felt that way too. Unanimous decision, 29-28. Your winner, Rob Hanna.
Okay, and that brings us to the main event of the evening, Pinnacle versus Brady Havermill. I think we covered it all with Mark.
I think we did.
I think it is. So congratulations to Mark Cherico. Again, I got fight of the night being Pettis versus Crockett. You guys agree with that? Feel free to have
He doesn't let us have our own opinion.
I don't know. You know what? Kama Worthy, 26 seconds.
Okay,
that's not a fight of the night. That'd be a knockout of the night.
That would be okay. That'll be a knockout of the night.
I think Pettis versus Crockett had the drama.
You know what?
Fight.
I'm gonna give you that. Pettis versus Crockett.
Jim Ajay and I disagree, but that's the beautiful thing about MMA media. We can all have different opinions if we want to.
Let's just say this once again: Brady Havermill, no slouch.
No.
That guy was an excellent
First
fighter.
guy to take First guy to ever, Mark Cherico's ever lost a round. Brady Havermel did that to him tonight, and the
He had
first.
him in dangerous positions.
Oh,
too.
he did.
And
Definitely.
That
going into
54
the
body
third.
lock was serious.
Yeah, and going into the third, it was, you win this round, you win the fight. So I mean, they're tied up, they're even.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he was a bum at all. He came and he brought it.
And this is the first one of Mark Cherico's fights he's not able to stop by submission. So that really says that Brady Havermel was a lot tougher opponent than a lot of people give him credit for, especially here tonight.
Yeah, Hubbard was good. He's real good.
He was very good.
Well, let's wrap this up. Of course, we want to thank Joe Demore.
Dave Glick.
We want to thank Dave Glick. We want to thank everybody here at
Matt Layshock.
Matt Layshock especially. We want to thank everybody here at Pinnacle FC for making us feel at home. And this was a tremendous first time here at Pinnacle FC. All three of us,
Yeah.
for once,
If you
experiencing.
want, we've gotten this complete episode without talking about where Mike Kessling is. Mike Kessling.
Who's Mike Kessler?
He put his maxi pad on tape side up today. And then he was at home crying about it.
So, Mike Kessling, if you're at home getting your beauty rest, you wonder, did you miss a great event?
Yeah.
Yes, you did. So thank you, everyone at Pinnacle FC. We'd like to thank everyone here at the Green Tree Sports Complex.
Their next bout, May 24th, right here,
Here at the Green Tree.
in this very building.
600 Ironside Drive.
Now, our next event that we'll be covering will be May 3rd in Johnstown as
Gladiators of
the
the Cage.
guys from Gladiators of the Cage invade Flood City at the Cambria County War Memorial. So we'll see how that pans out.
So I think that the month of March was exactly what we knew it was going to be. Big MMA that just exploded.
We got a month off in April, then May, June, and July. We're just
November. November was confirmed. I mean, we broke the news that.
Right now, I'm just talking about the summer. May, June, and July, we got this.
Are you crossing your fingers?
What is wrong with you?
I don't want him saying something during this.
Okay.
What was I going to say?
Ides of March. It was gonna come. You know it was coming.
It was March 15th. Why am I going to say it now?
In retrospect and
Because
reflection.
you do it again.
Just to piss you off.
I know you would.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, of course, I'm your elected official, Albert Cameron. Beside me, as always, the Prime Minister of Seoul, Drew Shannon. The Eye of the Cage, Mr. Rob Lynn. Mike Kessling is putting away his...
Removing his maxi pad that's taped side up.
This has been Cage Nation TV from Pinnacle FC, Pittsburgh Fighting Series 6, Challenge Series 6, here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We'll see you guys next week because they're kicking us out.
Yeah, we will have our regular episode next week. So thanks everybody for watching.
Let's go. Ah.